Hey guys, thanks for coming into an episode of Talking Mortal. Brought here today, I have MeowMeow and Ducker, former members of the guild Black Widows. Unfortunately, now permanently banned due to a recent exploit that has been going on for many years. We're here to discuss that, discuss the ban policy, discuss was justice served. How you guys doing today?
Doing good, iTears. Thank you for having us.
I'm doing well.
Good, good, good. So let's get right into it because I do have some questions of my own. Could you explain the whole situation?
Yeah, sure. It's actually not that big a deal in our eyes when we had the initial events happen. The update happened. We wanted to take part in the activities that were going on throughout the new update for the new content. We immediately went and checked out Wizen bags. They weren't in the game yet. I was frustrated with that. We then went out to go check the new dungeon in spirit form. I fell through the map 3 times. I then crashed 32 times. Very frustrated with that. Next on the list after that was going and checking out the vendors for the elixirs and shards. Um, at that point, I immediately thought that there could be a bug that was in the past with the ogmium polish, and I went to go test that, and I was very surprised on my screen when I was sliding the bar of the vendor that the numerical price that was displayed did not math. It did not make sense to me. And so I slid the bar further, more backwards, and the price continued to get lower and lower until it was pretty much almost free. In total, um, I think it was about 9 gold was what 2,577 elixir cost. Um, this obviously was not the intended price for the items. Um, and I'm just one guy who discovered this. I don't know how many people didn't see this in the PTR or the dev team included when they added the items to the vendor. And I was very frustrated. And usually I report these bugs, as everyone should, to the dev team. Um, but I have my own personal opinions on the mastery system, and that kind of conflicted with that action of reporting the bug. And so I decided myself, with no other input from anybody else, that I would want to spread awareness and protest by handing out these items that I purchased through the vendor to as many people as possible in Faberdom. And uh, during that process, I knew that I would be caught. It was not a what if. It made sense that I would be caught. The day beforehand, I had issues with another bug where I purchased items from the librarian in Moki in and I needed a GM to check the logs of how much gold was stolen from me. Um, and as you can see in that recent video, the elixir only cost me 9 gold. This is a huge deal because this item is actually supposed to cost 500 gold each, and I spent 9 gold for 2,577 of them, probably about 11 times. Um, that is about 20 million gold. If you also combine the shards that were purchased that I had bought with 75 gold. Um, very, very big deal in like the grand scheme of the economy if it was a item that could be sold back to the vendor. Thankfully, in all of Star Vault's wisdom, that this was not the case. Um, what I did learn is that these items, while I was also purchasing them, I was trying to delete them uh, during this time. They are deletable, thankfully, but they're also soul bound. You can run around with these and not die with them. So myself being a spiritist, this would also allow for ease of transportation, and I wanted to test that, and I tested that by hopping in and out of portals with thousands of elixir, um, to different banks all across the map, uh, and also handing them out to people in town for free. I never once profited or sold any, RMT'd any of these items, uh, or anything. Didn't even list one on the broker. Uh, and yet the severity of this was met with a permanent ban, uh, on my two accounts that I have. One of them which wasn't even subscribed at the time. Not just myself, but Ducker here, who's in the call as well, was also permanently banned. And um, Ducker did not even purchase the items. They were just following me around with the transportation of these items. Um, the day was a long day of doing this. For 6 hours, we were doing this. This was not a 10-minute thing. This was 6 hours of us after the vendors were deleted. 6 hours, uh, running around and handing out these items blatantly with no intention of trying to hide what was going on. We were just going around, uh, mostly myself, trading these items to people. And I want to reiterate that Ducker here never even bought any from the vendor and was met with a permanent ban for what we understand is the distribution of these items that were purchased through the vendor.
See, that's absolutely crazy though, because like, okay, so let's forget the purchasing part of it, right? Real quick.
Okay.
Ducker, who is simply transporting, and there's let's just use some hypotheticals here too, may not have any idea where these came from, because I mean, how can you prove that, right? How can you prove that someone carrying the items knows exactly the process or how it came to be, right? Okay. Simply, we're told, hey, carry these and take it to A location from B location, right? Well, how does that warrant a permanent ban? This is just my opinion, by the way, because Starville has a 3-strike system at the moment, right?
I was reviewing that during the action as well.
Yeah, so
I was actively looking at it.
And this is an exploit that's been going on for multiple years.
They're aware of it. They've been reports on the
right. Right, so it drives me absolutely insane that, like, I obviously, I don't support exploits, I don't support cheating, I don't support hacking, I think that shit ruins the game, but what you did wasn't for self-profit. I mean,
and profiting at all.
Right, exactly, and in my opinion, this is my opinion, it was kind of like a Robin Hood kind of scenario. You're kind of like taking from the rich and just giving it away absolutely free to everybody else, right? So, I don't know. It's a very weird situation. I don't agree how it was handled. I believe the strike system should have been implemented in this scenario, and then an announcement shortly after, maybe stating, if someone is caught doing something of this nature, which has been going on for multiple years, going on in the future will result in a permanent ban, right?
That would be great, yes.
Right, because we have people that have obviously been doing exploitations, hacking, RMTing, getting away with bloody murder for multiple years now, and still playing this game. And I'm not going to put names out there, but there are still people out there that have been exposed, have done things, have received a quote-unquote temporary ban, and then unbanned. Yet, you, someone who's not self-profiting, gets a permanent ban, along with, in my opinion, maybe I'm incorrect in saying this, but innocent members also falling victim to this.
Let's discuss that as well. So, in addition to the permanent ban from Mortal Online 2, my second Steam account was also banned, which was not even subscribed during this period of time.
Right.
Which constitutes that this is a hardware IP ban that to my knowledge, I thought they didn't do.
Right.
I do not use GeForce Now. They have that account banned through a game ban on Steam, similar to a VAC ban. This is a tool that Steam gives to their developers to ban accounts from their game completely. I received this before I even got a first strike, not even a warning to stop doing what I was doing for 6 hours.
Right.
In addition to that, if, let's say, I was innocent, all right, what was the reason for deleting the entire guild stronghold that was on my name as well? If they didn't have enough evidence, they obviously have evidence, but I've never heard in the year that I played anybody, even RMTers, having their structures deleted.
Well,
so
there's been Carnimata members that had their structures deleted, but what got me was they deleted your guys' guild bank.
Yeah, the guild bank too.
Yeah, so that's a TC structure, right? So that's a TC structure, and I think I showed it in the video that you made. I thought that was really I feel like that might have been just out of spite and kind of immature on Starvault's behalf, because there's still a large group of members that had zero association that still play the game and still are not banned from Black Widows currently that were affected by this. I mean, yet you guys did rebuild it.
They were emotionally distraught because their items that they worked very hard for through legitimate means were then inaccessible without even a siege declaration, and it came to a shock to these members that they would not be able to access these items, and were instructed by the GMs to quote-unquote just build another, and that would mean that they would have to have an officer to log in, purchase the bank deed for 1,000 gold, get the items together, hopefully find a location that is close enough to the pre-existing bank location to then place the bank, and then hopefully the GMs did not delete the items in the bank, which we have then done so for our guild, and because most of the guild is innocent in this matter, and we're not involved at all. And so anybody blanketly stating that the entire guild of Black Widows is full of cheaters and exploiters, they are spreading false rumors. As also Heinrich has stated that you guys should need to stop spreading rumors on these things. It's dumb. Okay, they're handling it. Let the GMs handle it.
Right.
They have the tools to handle it. But what we're here to discuss is why were these actions taken, and why is the entire guild getting a is it corporal punishment? Would that be the word? Or a blanket punishment for everybody under that guild tag.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then, to my understanding, Casey from Crimson Beast was also banned too.
Casey, I have received messages from Casey. I can't speak on Casey's behalf about what happened with him and his interactions with the GMs. So you would have to discuss with Casey. I believe he received a permanent ban that is now no longer a permanent ban. So it is possible to revert these actions.
Right, and I think you know how we were just talking about how there's been exploiting going on in this game for years, and there's been absolutely zero punishment. I do like that there has been steps taken to punish people, but with again, it's just my personal opinion, and I don't support any of this stuff, but we're talking about something that's been going on for years, and that's gone unpunished for years. Why is it that they choose now to punish a small amount of people, but instead of making any announcement saying that, if this is continued, or something of these likes is continued, then it results in a permanent ban? Why is it that all of a sudden we're just permanently banning? And I like you, and I think you're a great guy. I don't think that you harmed the community, in my personal opinion. But again, it's at the end of the day, it's still exploiting, but I think it should result maybe in the strike system that they have implemented.
I agree. I think I should definitely not have gone unpunished at all. I completely agree with that. Even in my own mind while doing the actions, I was speaking with my father who was observing this, and I was like, I'm either gonna get a first strike or I'm gonna be permanently banned. And his opinion, he said, this is a full loot MMORPG game. They shouldn't do shit to you because I robbed the vendor is what he, in his eyes, and he's a 70-year-old man.
Mhm.
Okay, and so he has his own opinions, not from a gaming perspective, but from what I'm allowed to do in a video game. And we have to remind that this is not something that is affecting people's lives. It
Right.
is a video game item that gives you access to a brand new system that they then were mass deleting within 24 hours.
Right.
Okay, giving them the capability to do so, to revert the action that I had taken, but I made them do that. I made them work. Okay, and who's to say that the dev team, before they implemented the update, slid the bar on their end? Nobody. I'm pretty sure nobody did that. They coded an item that stacked to 10,000. By the way, that you only need 10 of, maybe 12.
Right.
Why does it stack to 10,000 if I'm not allowed to own 10,000?
No, it's a good point. It's definitely
Who knows?
It's fault on the developer. I don't understand too. I was reading a post. I forgot who it was, but they were trying to make accusations that you guys were using third-party software.
Yes. So Ducker actually has an email from GM Thunder, I think his name is. I've never spoken to Thunder. I don't. And so can you go ahead and post that in our group chat? We'll put it on stream. And her email that she received from GM Thunder is just a barbecue of everything. Okay, it's a copy pasta that they send out to people, no matter what they do for what they got banned for, and which includes the accusation that you will be banned for using third-party software and cheating and stuff like this.
Right.
Which Ducker received that, and she didn't even buy the items. So it just leads to more confusion.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions.
For the people banned.
I really do wish that we could actually get some proper correspondence from a GM or developer explaining a bit more as to what led to the decisions today. Or not today, but when that happened. How long ago was that?
That was July 4th. That happened on July 4th. From their end, I think July 5th.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to this ban wave that recently occurred. And one of the pressing questions we were kind of going back to is, why is it only now, after people have been exploiting this for years and probably profited off of this exploit, unlike someone who hasn't profited off the exploit? Simply, like I said again, don't agree with what you did, and shame on you. But
I don't want to be too much of a whistleblower,
right.
But I have other contacts that are interested in this action, and they were telling me that people have been getting away with this for years, and that it was possible to potentially get gold out from the vendors and items to then do whatever you wanted with. And this has been the thing for 2 years. And all I did to find that out was slide the bar of the Ogmium Polish vendor back in March, which they have been reported since 2022, since the introduction to trinkets, and ignored it for years, because very likely, we don't know the reason for ignoring it, but we've all heard Heinrich say that it's not a priority. We're not going to put time into these updates because we're focusing on other things. We've heard this so many times.
Okay, so
Bravo, thankfully, he is actively fighting for updates to be added to the game. As you see in Discord, he's always saying like, "Hey, like I let them know, they're just not doing it." And there comes a point where it's like, okay, how long are you going to put things off until it gets to this point? Because if this bug was fixed before I even got my hands on it, then I wouldn't even be in this situation. But there's only so much projection that I can do towards for others. I myself made the decision
Right.
to do this. Okay, it was my action in protest for the mastery system because, in my own opinion, I think that it should be based on an achievement rather than a gold sync because it promotes even more RMT to the average person. And I don't know what they're trying to do. I am not in internal discussion with them. I don't think that these items should be 500 gold. You could sell cosmetic house changes for 1,000 gold, and people will blow money on that all day. So there's only so much I can do.
It is, and it's very odd. I'm just going over that email as I have it posted here in the channel now. TOS reasoning. So this is a term of service that actually is written, and it's weird because why? Like we're going back to the thing again, and I hate doing this, but why is it that we're bringing up a TOS Rule 20? You may not exploit or any bug in Mortal Online 2 to gain unfair advantage over other players. Exploits are to be reported in game. Blah blah blah. Right. So we got people safe spotting like fucking mad lads, right? That's an unfair advantage. Clean. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're cheesing the fucking game and you're trying to get Summit to do the same thing. That's fucking ridiculous. They're doing it live. Like, there's a funny, crazy example. I know someone who was doing a troll, killed somebody in the guild on Deadlords. That person then, because they died out of spite, reported the person safe spotting a troll. The GM came in and deleted the troll. So tell me, why are other people free to safe spot, and when it's brought to their attention or whatnot, it's fine? And you're clearly in your terms of service, it clearly says not to exploit any bug in Mortal Online to gain an unfair advantage over other players. So I feel like, A, we got a very biased development team. Or
we very much do.
Or B, we only take a look at things once they're reported. Or C, it's not even the development team, it's the GMs that need to be reevaluated, since it seems like they're not doing their job. Because
6 hours. Remember, I was actively handing these items out for 6 hours.
Well, we didn't get a warning or anything.
Even told to stop.
It was 6 hours.
I don't think they would have even noticed if nobody reported us. We could have, and this is the crazy thing, is we could have said nothing to nobody and not handed out the items, which would be gaining an unfair advantage over other players. If anything, I was trying to make it more fair by handing them out to everybody. And I'm not safe spotting, I'm not doing nothing. I slid a bar at a vendor for a bug that it's simple to fix since 1942. All right, like, and they proved that by solving it in under 24 hours. And I completely agree with you that there are other people doing things in the game, exploiting safe spotting. Safe spotting is a huge issue with this game. Right. And even in the new dungeon, all you got to do is jump up some walls with a Vila, and you're pretty much immune to all the Sidoans unless they have magic. And it's crazy to me how they could cite a reason like that, as you're saying, citing TOS for unfair advantage. You gave an example. Clean is on stream gaining Clade for a mastery system to gain an advantage to his character build, so he will have an advantage over other players using, and what you're saying is an exploit by safe spotting, and that is not warrant of any action against his account or even a warning to stop. Okay, and many players will use safe spotting in this game because that's a mechanic. Tethering is a mechanic. Safe spotting is a mechanic. If the creature cannot reach you, all right, then they're just going to stand there and look at you, or they're going to go back to their spawn. Well, then give them a ranged option. They did this with Risers, but nobody goes to the Riser dungeon anymore, pretty much, unless you're Nightfall. All right, like it's crazy to think about how this can happen to smaller guilds like us, who in their mind they're looking things as like a paper value, right? And that, okay, we can get away with getting rid of this guild. All right, if you look at the comments on the YouTube video, I'm not sure if you've looked at them recently, people have an opinion, and it's very obvious that a lot of people are in support that this shouldn't be as severe of an issue, okay, of a permanent ban. Except Kuthara. Kuthara commented on there. He said, "Toxic shit guild. Good job, Starvault. You got it out, bro." So so the only person in the game, all right, on the YouTube video who pretty much is not in support is Kuthara, who doesn't like us anyway, which is bias. All right, so I find that kind of funny. And what did we do? We bought items from a vendor. We handed them out to everybody, so everyone can enjoy the mastery system, which is locked by 500 gold. That's a tier 3 house you have to buy.
I do have a question. This is generally, I generally want to know. So there's a comment here. You know, the last one. Cheaters deserve to be banned. You had a chance to report it. So why didn't you report it? Just out of pure curiosity.
So I had a decision. Okay, when the items were in my inventory to test to see if I could even buy them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At that point, I had a decision. Okay, I at one point I clicked the report button. Okay, I clicked it. I was typing something out, and then I just stopped. There was a thought process, a conclusion that I had made in my mind that this is a pretty big deal, and my opinion of the mastery system conflicted with my my want and desire to find bugs and report them, because that's what my gameplay was for the last few months. Was, all right, let's fix this shitty game, okay, together. And I actually have a rule in my Discord to not exploit, to do anything, and I'm the guild leader, and I'm literally doing that, and these are the consequences. And it was kind of like, in my mind, Starvault should test their shit. Quality control, quality assurance. All right, they need people to test these things before they get implemented. And technically, we wouldn't even be here if they had Wizen bags. We would be too focused on the Wizen bags than testing everything else. All right, but I don't know if you saw this on the Discord. They're literally telling everybody to exploit Wizen bags because they couldn't get them in the game right, and that's crazy. You ban people for an exploit, and then now you're telling them to exploit Wizen bags, like with the bear armor.
Yeah, the bear armor is pretty crazy.
That bear armor was pretty crazy, right? And now they're telling you to do that, to get around their fuck up once again, okay, to exploit. And a lot of this game is finding bugs and exploits for small little tweaks of things so you could play the game normally. And if you could just play the game normally, I wouldn't even have to have any bugs to find like this. 32-bit integer calculation is something a Roblox coder can implement in their vendors. Why can't they do it here? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. You know what they did for the Band-Aid? They made a 200,000 gold limit on trades. Everybody can check this right now if you go to the vendors.
So is this still exploitable?
If they mess up an update where they don't implement a new vendor to have a limitation on trades or something like this, it will be exploitable, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a coder.
Right.
I slid a bar. I'm an idiot. Okay, I don't have any knowledge or programming degrees or anything like that. I literally slid a bar. I had my refiner do the math for the video. Okay, and he came up with all the numbers and everything like that. Me, all I did is I went to the Ogby and Polish guy in March. I'm like, that don't make sense. And then when I'm checking the broker for the price of trinkets while they're crashing, I came up with my ADHD idea. Hey, let's go check the vendor. It's probably fucked up. So overall, I can't believe that I have to expect these issues, and I would like to have faith in a development team, but they make it so hard, iTiers. They make it really hard that anything works. And you can pretty much expect that with every single update that there will be a new bug of an existing feature. And I had made that review on my Steam account exactly that, and they proved me right. Back in May, Wolfsight made a video going over all the reviews. My review was on there, and he was like, why is some guy with 3,000 hours giving it thumbs down? Well, you see why? Because they keep breaking everything. Every single update has never been flawless. Okay,
I got you.
Every single one. And I have reported so many bugs, and we're gonna come out with a new YouTube video on that too. We're gonna show off a whole bunch of bugs that I have. Okay, there are other bugs out there. Okay, a lot of them weren't as severe as this one, but this one needed to happen. It could have been reported, but they could have also pushed it aside. All right.
So
you guys should be thankful that they don't have a gold item cost. Otherwise, there would be game-damaging consequences. Because I probably would have bought out every single item in Fab, but thankfully I'm not Velik. I don't have that kind of money.
Fucking Velik! Oh my god! You know he said he's gonna restart his podcast.
Oh yeah, that would be great. That would be really cool. I'm a very much a proud supporter of Velik. He's a great guy, very entertaining. He was actively thinking about joining our guild too, about 2 weeks ago. And who would have thought that we would end up how we are? He actually watched this video. He's like, "That's crazy. No, I can't believe that happened." And
yeah, I mean, he exploited the bargaining though. So I mean, man, like,
yes, he told me about that.
Like I'm in such a hard spot because I really like you, man, but this exploit thing is just kind of crazy. Like I really wish you had just reported it. And I know you're not a bad guy, so like.
I'm okay with being banned. I just didn't expect my the Steam account to be affected. That is probably what I'm mostly more concerned about, is how sliding a bar and distributing the items, it warrants a permanent strike on my Steam account when they fixed it within a day. Like it's already done.
I really think they need to reevaluate what they did to you in terms of this perm ban. I definitely feel like it should be just relooked at, considering, especially Ducker. I mean, Ducker, I definitely think does not deserve a perm ban. I wouldn't perm ban you, but I might give you like, okay, you're going to your third strike. You're just getting jumped up to third strike. And that's like a month ban or something like that, right?
I think we definitely deserve a ban,
right?
Just not permanent ban.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it should be temporary.
Because
whatever.
It's just not as bad as all these other people what they're conducting in game. And again, this is just my opinion. There's people doing worse shit in this game and getting away with it, or they're getting banned and then unbanned. Like,
and no profit was made, right?
Yeah, zero profit was made. It didn't affect the player base.
I couldn't even use the items because I had 0 mastery score.
There you go. There you go.
I couldn't even put it on my account.
We gained no advantage over anyone, and no profit was made.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I feel mostly bad for Ducker because she didn't even do the exploit. She was just like a mule in the situation.
Right.
And and they send her that response that you showed off on stream.
Yeah.
I got a worse response than you did.
Oh yeah, mine was like, yeah, you're permanently banned. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And all I was trying to do in my help desk response was trying to figure out how much time am I banned for. I'm confused. I don't have any information. You guys didn't give me information other than, hey, you're banned, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's confusing. If I put in a lot of time. Over 3,000 hours in a year is 1/3 of my life of that year was put into Mortal Online 2. Isn't that healthy? Hell no. Don't recommend anybody doing it. All right.
So how does someone like Fuki, who can, have aimbot, healing while he solos Minnow King, which I showed on one of my previous videos, and not get banned, right? And, well, he got banned on a different account a long time ago during his time in Pyre. But how is he able to continue?
Is he ban evading them?
Yeah, he's ban evading.
Oh my god! And they know this? And they're not
I already showed all the proof. I mean, he's confirmed he's Fuki. Azog knew he was Fuki when he was playing in Odin Seed. Barados kicked him out of Odin Seed. Barados went on vacation, And keep in mind, I show the pictures of the Discord log. Cheesy Pounder sent me, who was an ex-officer of Odin now in Dark Council.
Good guys.
Fuki got brought back into the guild and re-promoted by Azog while Barados was on vacation. And then Fuki releases a video showing him soloing Minnow King when he was explaining it in Discord, in the official or an unofficial Discord chat, saying, yeah, I have my other account aimbot healing me while I solo the boss. And then the question you gotta ask yourself is, how the fuck are you getting healed, bro? And how is the Minnow not attacking your healer? Because it's supposed to auto-target randomly. Oh, no-brainer there, because it's fucking no-clipping through the wall. Okay, so, he's still not banned. And
that's crazy that he's getting away with that I-tiers too. And these are probably things that have been reported by yourself and other members of the community that have valid concerns to make the game better.
Right, and I mean, we already know that like some other people have not been banned or been banned and been unbanned very shortly after. I'm not gonna say those names because I don't want them to throw fucking salt at me. I already get enough fucking flack on this podcast and people trying to create bullshit stories, even though I'm providing the proof as much as I can. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's all very weird. I think it's all sorts of fucked up. I don't believe what you did deserves a perm ban. I definitely believe you deserve a hard punishment, but not permanently. Ducker, you definitely don't deserve a permanent ban. You do deserve a punishment as well, but not as hard as someone who does the exploit, of course.
And there was something that I was concerned about in the reason why I was banned. They were saying that I was sharing the exploit with people. I don't know how they would know that I was doing anything like that. We were discussing it in our guild chat. Nobody that I was discussing with is banned. I was streaming it in my Discord server, but that's only because I stream all the time.
Right.
In server, and it was just another day. I did not wake up and was like, I'm going to ruin the Mortal Online 2 economy. No, I didn't wake up like that. It was just another day of no Weizen bags, and then I was testing things of the update, pretty much. And I agree. I think that I definitely should be banned. I cannot say or decide how long that should be. I knew that there would be punishment going into it, based on my experiences with the GMs that I had. Mike helped me a lot, by the way, with my my issue with the Librarian. Good job on Mike for learning the tools so quickly. I know he's a new GM, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing good. We have new GMs. We'll see what happens. You want to hear something funny, I-tiers?
Go ahead.
So, after my ban, I had sent the image of the 2,577 elixir to LGM. He says, what am I going to do with this? he says that to me in DMs. I have a picture of it. It's quite entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how serious they're taking it, or if they even remember what happened. They're probably following a formula. Yeah, I pretty much sent LGM that, and he asked, why are you sending me this? I sent that to Ramo. Ramo said, when was this taken? All right. Who, what, when, where, why?
Mm-hmm.
All right. These are the questions that they're asking, right? We made the video. Okay. The video, it clearly shows, unedited, that we type a number into the vendor.
Right.
And we purchase the items without any exploit of duping gold or anything like this to buy 5 million gold worth of elixirs.
Right.
It was purchased with 9 gold. That was all earned legit in game.
That's so crazy though that they like. I'm not trying to give you any leniency with that, right? But it's like, how does that happen? How the fuck does
it happens with no quality control? Somebody said, bro, who send the update, bro? We messed up. We didn't even add the elixirs
that accent,
a new update to the mastery update. We implemented a new system without the item to get into the new system. Bro, we messed up. Push it, bro. All right, but the guy who uploaded it and pushed it didn't do this. He didn't slide the bar. Okay.
Right.
Which means that for everything that they do, how can we
But why now, though?
say that they test it.
But why now, though, is what I'm saying. Because, like, I mean, this has already been reported for other things, right? We got the Flux vendor. We had furniture vendor 2 patches ago. I think actually the furniture vendor was actually crazy. You could actually get everything on the furniture vendor for free, or something stupid. It was I don't know.
I don't know anything about it, but it sounds like it's a big deal.
Yeah, they got rid of the furniture vendor a while back. They fixed it now, but then I mean we're talking about like just very small things that could have been prevented, and like you said, with quality like assurance purpose, right, of actually testing these fucking things out. So it just drives me a little bit crazy to wonder like, how is this specific glitch where we're talking about the elixir, right? The slide bar. Let's just actually call it the slide bar.
And you're referring it to as a glitch, not an exploit, right? But the action of buying them is an exploit. But this is a glitch, right? This is a bug. This is something that is in the game, and bugs are to be reported. Remember this. Well, they have been, and they're ignoring them.
Right.
You know.
Right.
If there's issues with the vendors reported for 2 years, change the whole vendor system. Do something, and they managed to do that in 1 day.
Yeah, that's what drives me crazy. Like I said again, not giving you leniency, but like something that's been going on for years, and being reported for it, just now getting fixed because you got an absorbent amount of gold value in items, and then they delete your TC bank out of spite. It just kind of blows my mind. I'm not saying anyone's in the right, no one, but I could definitely see a lot of wrongs. I see a lot of wrongs.
Yeah.
I wish that your situation didn't go as it did. Should you receive punishment? For sure. But it's so hard for me to figure if it should be a permanent ban or if it should be something temporary.
I got caught because I wanted to get caught.
Yeah, you straight up gave it. You told me you gave it to 40 different guilds, right?
Yes.
Like that's.
I'm a role player. Okay. When I saw this, okay, I had thought. Right. I sat there at the vendor, over encumbered because they have weight, by the way. All right, for 5 minutes.
Right.
And I decided I was in that moment. I had options. I had the options to delete the items. I had the options to report them, trade them over to a GM. Okay, this is something that anybody can do.
Right.
To report things, trade things out to the GM, trade deals on the player. I could have not even bought the items, and I could have just saw this displayed, but then I wouldn't have known if the trade would have gone through. And then I played the PTR, but I didn't test the vendors of the PTR.
Right.
So who tested the vendors in the PTR, and did they do this in the PTR and everyone ignored it? Or does the PTR just not work? Or are we ignoring these reported bugs? I don't know. The fact that it got out of PTR, added into a vendor, and then this bug is accessible to the general public, and only found out because I had gone around town and handing it out to everybody.
Right.
If I didn't hand them out to everybody, how many days, weeks, or months, or maybe it would never have been discovered? How long that would have taken for that to be discovered? And how much actual long-term damage for people that did discover it and found out another way to weaponize it could have been there? I heard a rumor, and this is just a rumor, I don't have evidence of this. I don't mean to whistleblow anything.
Go crazy, bro.
There were people buying things from their town vendors through the magic
Emporium
charge polish, and using that similar method when we discussed with the Ognium polish, we're buying massive amounts of Ichor and other items at the vendor, and in some cases I think they...
Dude, that's wild as fuck, because couldn't you just like resell it and let's make bank? Like, what the fuck?
There's no limit at a town vendor, all right, but there is a supply limit, thankfully, on player vendors. Okay, so it wouldn't have gone too crazy, but the fact that potentially you could have done this, and I was talking to the Russian guys who have been potentially getting away with this for 2 years.
Which Russian guys?
These are people in not the Russian mafia. These are people that are ungilded that are running around exploiting, safe spotting trolls and generating gold. These are people who, what they do is they create a farm for themselves, and then they keep it to themselves, right? So as soon as this got out to the public, I got messages from like 2-3 different people, and they're like, "Hey, how do you do it?" All right, but I'm already permanently banned at this point. There's no terms of service binding me to anything. I'm already permanently banned.
Right.
So I'm like, I just slid a bar at the vendor, Ogby and Polish, and they're like,
"Man, that's wild as fuck."
And I'm like, dude, so how many people don't go public with their exploits and they don't get caught for years, and that is insane. That there's whole chats and discords and people trying to find these bugs and they keep it quiet.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't got access to it, but I did get to see someone share the screen of a specific Discord with a lot of people in it that are conducting exploits and even cheats. They streamed it to me, and I didn't take any footage of it, unfortunately, because fucking NVIDIA sucks ass. But yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on in this game.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I know that there's quote-unquote secret RMT or groups. Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard to prove this shit, you know?
And those people aren't getting banned, or if they are, they're not receiving the same punishment that somebody like Ducker got.
Yeah.
She's permanently banned for just being a mule.
Right.
She didn't do anything.
It's absolutely crazy.
She was told, I told her, hey, take these items, follow me around.
You got exposed for exposing yourself, or you got in trouble for exposing yourself. That's the crazy part.
100% intentional.
Right.
I wanted to be banned. I wanted to go through the process of what these people are doing and what they have to do to either prove their innocence or even get in contact with the GMs. Because at no point in this game, through all the town bombings, through all the boss killings, through everything, all our interactions with the players, have I ever received a warning. And I've never had any negative GM interaction outside of Discord messages, sharing of update informations and future updates.
Yeah.
Right. That I've never had any punishment. Okay. You can bomb the bank. If I was to kill somebody in the bank and he had 15 stacks of gold on him, and I didn't know that gold was RMP'd and I looted that thing, is that against the rules? I don't know. I'm just a player. I bombed a dude in the bank. All right. But I do know that people kill people all the time, take their stuff, and they might be banned for RMT. All right, this does happen all the time, and I'm just one person.
See, that's absolutely crazy. You know, that's absolutely crazy. There's just so much that underlies this game that goes on that just is kind of just not looked at. You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on that people keep on such a low that people don't even think about it.
It's an iceberg. Right?
Yeah.
At the top of the iceberg, it looks beautiful. You know, you've got these massive guild PvP fights. You got elementalism spells going around, but you don't see the processes in which it takes to get those spells, the items, the skills, the perks, the gear, even recruiting the players. Some people recruit people in a super toxic way. All right, you never know. All right, I know that Ducker here was harassed by multiple different guilds.
Really?
Right, Ducker? You were harassed?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to... I don't think we need to talk about that, but those players aren't banned.
No, we don't need to go into that.
And she found safety and security being around people in our guild who had a positive mindset. All right, Kutara likes to write on this video that we're a toxic guild.
Right.
Well, you know, I would challenge Kutara to cite anything that they think is toxic.
Well,
outside of killing them in the town and having a wholesome PvP, and it's just a game.
Yeah, people talk shit though. People say random shit. People make lies. I mean, like that kiddo, that skinny kiddo, Azog. And I know what he looks like. I've seen his pussy ass.
Have you seen the picture of him flashing his money?
That kid's an idiot, bro. That kid's a fucking moron, and he's a kid.
I don't know.
Oh no, he's a skinny little shitter, bro.
That would be doxing, right? Is that against terms of service?
Hey, I didn't say shit.
It's an opinion.
Yeah, there you go.
Skinny little Ogmere, right?
Let me think here.
Cook for an Ogmere.
What was I gonna say about his ass? Oh, motherfucker! I already forgot. Oh, no, he's been. Oh, yeah, he always makes up bullshit lies, but like he always asks for me to provide evidence and proof. I do, and then he has nothing to say. He's like fucking. He literally reminds me of Joe Biden in his current state. That's literally Azog, in my opinion. The guy's a fucking spurg. He just says random shit all the fucking time with no proof backing it up, just talking out his ass.
There was messages from Azog, I believe, in the official Mortal Online 2 Discord, where he was saying that 20 billion gold worth of items were generated from this. Okay, and he was blasted it. Okay, and you can check it up. I don't know if they've been deleted. I don't know if they've been defunct, but I do know Heinrich was adamantly saying, please stop spreading these rumors. They're handling it. Okay, so we can have faith that at least they're handling it. But how are they getting that information? Okay.
Yeah, fucking facts, bro.
How are they handling it?
Yeah.
How are they handling it? But what I can tell you is that they did a really good job at deleting a lot of the items.
Mm-hmm.
My guild did a better job at deleting a lot of the items. Okay, we deleted more items than they deleted items. Okay,
yeah.
At one point we deleted over Ducker, like what, a stack and a half of elixir, I think.
Oh, it was a lot, yeah.
It was so much, and they didn't get all of it.
That's wild as fuck.
That is a fact. I know they didn't get all of it.
So there's.
I saw it yesterday.
There's still elixir around the server right now. Are you saying that? Or are you saying that there's still exploited elixir sitting around in the server that hasn't not been deleted yet?
I don't know. I'm banned. I can't go in and check everywhere that it is.
You're right.
Because I'm banned. I can't help them. And do I want to help them? I could. But what I can tell you is that yesterday, I saw some.
No shit.
That's it. You know. That's all I can say. And I'm the only one who was able to see that because I'm the one who pretty much self-reported by trading it out to everybody.
Right.
Okay. They did a really good job deleting it, though. They didn't get all of it, though. They didn't. All right, and here's the thing. It's not just elixir. I don't know if they only did a code for elixir, but I did shards.
Right.
I only traded elixir, but there's also shards. There's about 10 million, 5 or 10 million gold worth of shards. Okay, I don't know if they did that. I don't know if it's a priority or not for them, but we did both. I don't know. I'm banned. I literally can't help the game or even go in and delete the items. They could have just messaged me and they could have just said, delete the items. And they did that to some of my guild members. They told them that they want them to send them their Steam ID or the game ID and watch them delete the items from their bank.
Bet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay. I don't know. Was I the only one doing this? I would hope so.
You weren't.
I'm one ant.
You weren't, bro. I found a bunch of people. I heard, no proof yet, doing the exact same thing you were doing. Casey was one of those individuals. I don't really care to find out more about this because it's quote-unquote resolved.
I don't want to get Casey in trouble. I will say that I think Casey's innocent. I don't think he did it. I know that I traded Casey a couple hundred elixir. I don't think he bought any.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
So he just received.
He was in the same situation as Ducker. I don't know what he did with those items.
Okay.
But I do know that Casey, when I traded him those items, okay, that he accepted them. And what he did after with them, I don't know. He is his own person. I love him, He's
right.
one of the first person I tell, Je m'appelle MeowMeow, alright? I
Shit.
in French. Je m'appelle MeowMeow, okay? And we were at war with them for a long time, and these are friends that we've made through a video game. Okay,
right.
We have to remember that nobody was hurt. Nobody was affected. These items do not affect the economy in any single way. They only allow you to unlock the system. They have a value assigned to it by GM. If the GM wanted to make these items 50 Cuprum coins tomorrow, they could, and they will become worthless. All right. The only reason they have a value is because somebody in the dev team sat down and they said, these things, it's fate. should be 500 gold. All right, I don't know who accepted that idea. I don't want to know. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, it's high.
But it's so high. You're telling people to drink a tier 3 small house. All right, 12 times. All right, you're telling a player who wants to invest themselves to pretty much shove a stronghold up their ass. Okay, and now you can do a damage on par with 10% more, 20% more, or whatever calculation. Okay, I don't know. I think it should be achievement focused because it promotes negative reinforcement of getting gold through means that aren't necessarily legit. I know that there are players who will play the game and they will grind the clade in the mastery just through bandits alone,
right.
And they're going to make a lot of gold off bandits, but that money that they earned is just going right up their ass. All right, drinking an elixir, they don't get to spend it on anything. They're grinding. Mm-hmm. It's a predatory practice, okay, that, in my opinion, by the way, this is predatory. I played a lot of games. You are promoting a gameplay loop that forces you to play even longer, to grind a new system that will force you to play even longer. And how does Starball benefit from this? You buy a sub. I would have no issue with this if it was free. Okay? But when you are forcing players to spend more time in the game, you are forcing them to pay money so they can spend more time grinding. How many months does it take to get to Clay 20 and Mastery 110? Did anybody do the math on that at a ratio? I did. It's a lot of satyrs. 35,000 satyrs just to get up to like a halfway point. All right, it's a lot. It's gonna take a long time. And average Joe, the average Joe coming home from work, working his butt off, providing for his family, comes on, wants to play a video game. Is it gonna be Mortal, where I have to put 6 months in order to have a competitive edge against the guy in full Ogmium? Or is it gonna be a different game? These are the decisions that people are gonna have to make now that the Mastery System comes out. And at face value, if you're a new player, you may not even know the Mastery System exists because there's no UI for it until you fat finger Y on your keyboard. Oh, that's a bug, by the way, that any player before Mastery 20 can hit Y on their keyboard and they're showing the Mastery System. Thank God, all right, thank Heinrich, that someone had the foresight that you actually can't select anything on there or earn clade until you're past 20.
Right.
All right. But that also means that they can easily implement that you could be leveling clade and the Mastery System in tangent to have a balance of being able to compete with somebody who has 3,000-4,000 hours in the game. And this gap of skill will only progress in an upward trajectory to those veterans versus new players.
Right.
All right. I know for a fact that Tatsuya in a Malarium Axe with Noob Killer is already 1v4ing people, okay, before the Mastery System. All right, great player, okay, great guy, healthy for the game that he's streaming the game, okay. The 1v4ing is going to be turned into 1v6, all right, when he gets all the trinkets and everything flushed out on the Mastery System with the damage reduction and the damage and everything like that. You're going to have noobs wondering, are they playing the game wrong? And I'm sure that they're aware of it. I'm sure that that's kind of what they want. But they're locking it behind 500 gold. So a new player who doesn't have 500 gold is going to be like, how am I going to get 500 gold? They Google it. First thing that shows up under Google.
They still have time, though. You know what I'm saying? They still have time to make that money legitimately. It's more of just a test of moral. Like, how do you feel morally about things? I'm sure there's going to be some jackass that wants to buy gold because he's just a lazy fuck. But then,
I had a member in my guild that was in my guild for 3 days.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, how much money do I need to be a mage? I'm like, oh, you're going to need a few thousand gold. It's going to be a while. You're going to mine geodes and stuff like that. He's like, oh, but I could just pay $20. And I was like, oh, okay. He's not in the guild anymore for good reasons. But that's the mindset that people have when they're giving these options, either grind for a couple hundred hours,
Yeah.
or you do it. I wouldn't be surprised if people are just selling accounts that are play 20 now, so they don't have to.
Yeah, I actually did some research on that. I don't know if they actually are legit, but yeah, there are people selling their services to level up Clay to 20. I didn't look into the pricing or anything like that, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's legitimate, but
is it against terms of service to share accounts?
Yeah, it is. You can't give people out your account information, and they can't log in from different IPs.
They can't log in from different IPs?
Yeah.
Well, what if I get a new computer and I move? You know, that's a bit confusing. This comes into place.
But they don't enforce it. You got to keep that in mind. It's not enforced because there's people that do legitimately log into other accounts, like yada yada's on vacation or something. You know, as an example, right? Yada yada's on vacation. Got to take care of their upkeep. They gave me their account information, right? And I do remember clearly saying that it's against terms of service. There's a lot of things that people don't realize are against terms of service that aren't enforced, which is also very interesting. I was doing a lot of research on this shit with all the most recent events. There's actually a fuck ton of things that people don't realize are against TOS that are blatantly being done on a regular basis.
I heard a rumor that you could have your house deleted for it not looking appealing. All right, depending on where you put it.
Really?
I heard that. I don't know where it was, but I heard that.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
People putting houses on the side of the roads and stuff, but like that could be applied to anything. Maybe they didn't like the way my stronghold looked after I got banned and they deleted it. They could just cite a rule like that. I have no idea. I'm just a gamer. I just slid a bar.
No, I got you. But hey, we'll cut it there because I got some shit to do IRL. So,
Okay.
GG's.
Gabby, do you want to add anything, Gabby?
No, I mean, I think the mastery system should definitely be more open to everyone.
More inclusive is what you're saying? Inclusivity?
Yeah.
I mean, I see the appeal. I don't know if it should be something that everyone should just have access to off rip. I definitely think that 500 gold might be a little bit too much for some players that just aren't good at making money or, constantly die. There needs to be made some opportunity, I think, to those players that just are, no offense to them, but ass cheeks of the game. Because those are also the players, you got to think about it, are most likely going to be RMT because they're bad and dog shit at the game, right?
I wonder what guild they're joining over the Sands.
Hey, yo, we can't talk about that, bro. Someone might cry.
It's all in the guides, man. All in the recommendations.
Alright, bet. But, yeah, we'll call it there. Appreciate everybody coming by. Appreciate you guys dropping in and kind of telling me what the fuck's going on, because I was very curious. And, yeah, appreciate you boys and girls.
Full side tiers, any time. We still remain permanently banned as of today. And
if something happens, update me, because at this point, I'm very upset with how Ducker was treated through this.
Yeah, Ducker got. That's the email that Ducker got. You saw it.
It's not good. I don't think that one was the right decision.
Yeah, I want to apologize before you go to everyone that I affected by my impulsivity to hand out the items to everybody. Just remember, if you see anything in game that is suspicious, contact the GM. It's important that these things get reported. In my case, it was intentional for me to get banned, but I don't want anybody else to suffer from my own actions, okay? I believe that's all I have to say, I feel.
No, word, man. I appreciate that. I think that no one's mad at you, bro. It's not like you said, you didn't hurt the community you exploited. I think that in its own is fucked up in its own regard, but you didn't hurt anybody, so it's not as bad as, like we said, a lot of the other things that happen. But hey, hopefully things go better. Hopefully the GMs make some changes. I don't know. We can only just see what happens and see how it unfolds.
We just play the game. We don't create the game.
Exactly. All right. I appreciate you guys. Everyone.
All right, thank you.
Good night. Take care.
Bye.
down, like shorty what it do. Got a bad bitch, show me I'ma leave with you. If I walk up in the party, motherfuckers better move. If a motherfucker try me, I'ma put him on the news. Goddamn, I don't want no fucking bitch, cause I came in the club with a motherfucker. Watch out, motherfucker, cause I'm looking for a lick. Got diamonds on my wrist, brass knuckles on my fist. I'm stomping motherfuckers in the face in the pit. Might hit him in the head, I got 100 in the clip. Wait, little bitch, don't want that. I'ma put a blade through his chest like a thumb like down. This chopper gon' have a run it. But fucking on this bitch, I'm a fucker, and never coming. Got a bad little bitch in the crib, and she up to something. I'ma walk up in this bitch, I don't care if they tell me come in. Cause I get in that bitch, and I'm looking for a body.